Don't know where to begin, folks. I don't know where to bloody begin. Of course, yes, of course, Rovers did lose, but that's not the story. That's the major takeaway for today. The major takeaway for today is the future of Bradley Dack. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match and a latest defeat for Blackburn Rovers as they lose to bloody Brentford. We'll talk about that in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIP Band Brothers, the patrons, for supporting the channel behind the bloody scenes. Do appreciate it, guys. Thank you very, very much. But yes, that's the story of the day. 1-0 loss, of course, but the major talking point for Rovers fans right here, right now, and you'll see it later on, and you hear it from Mowbray, of course, is Bradley Dack, of course, the talisman for Blackburn Rovers. Of course, we've been pinning our hopes on Adam Armstrong's goals. Of course, they're still coming in, thinking whenever we get to play him. But really, at the end of the season, we were looking forward to building a new look Rovers around Bradley Dack. But of course, yes, if you watched it on Sky or you're like me, unfortunately, watch it with them shitbag merchants, ESPN, you'll realise Bradley Dack picked up a major accident, which is it's probably definitely the words are that he's probably out for the season, and if not more than that. It is still early days. Of course, the final whistle just blew within about 20-30 minutes ago, and the early indications are similar to what happened last season. Or was it the season before? I don't even know. Back in 2019, the Wigan one. The Wigan one, which pretty much ruled him out for a whole year. It's the other leg now. And of course, yeah, it's looking doom and gloom, and there's no way to spin it, folks. It's looking pretty grim as it stands. So yes, 1-0 loss on the day. Not really much to get excited about. Is it a pretty damp squib of a game? Nothing really to get excited about. And I think we were a little bit hard done by. Of course, the takeaway was the Dack injury, but I thought we were equal to Brentford, if not better than them today. They got a little bit of early luck with the referee. Best mates for life, it looks like, giving them a nice, easy, cheapy penalty. I don't know if the Brentford manager or the Brentford board have something on that referee, but he was in their pocket all day long, and you'll see it, not from my point of view, but from a lot of the Rovers fans' point of view. It was disgusting, and I'm glad that this refereeing was put on display on the cameras, because it needs to be addressed, and it's not just today. It's a prime example, and I'm sure you'll get the sort of similar vibes from other fans around the grounds, if they were allowed on the grounds, but their points of view from the piss poor examples of refereeing standards. We've been given bollocks for referees for I don't know how long, and this is it's supposed to be our tradition, our pride watching these guys running on the field, but we're getting mugged off by stupid decisions. The referees don't know what they're doing. They're in the spotlight, thinking it's all them, all eyes on them, but they're not doing their bloody job. They're not doing their bloody job. I feel it's now come to a point where I'll be happily to send them out on loan, send the referees out on loan to referee some real dog shit games out in I don't know, out of Mongolia or somewhere in Antarctica or something. Send them out there for a season and let us maybe get in some managers or some referees from other parts of the world. Some Belgian referees, some Dutch referees, some German referees. I don't know. Somebody that can just come in here neutral. They're neutral as well, neutral kind of thing. Or maybe have them go referee in Scotland or Wales or Ireland or something like that, and we'll take their referees for a bit. Then there's a bit more level-headedness, and of course no one's going to be they're not going to be taken offended if they blow the whistle for against Frank for whatever reason whatsoever. It's just disgusting that we have to live with this every single week by week. It's a lottery. It's a bloody lottery. Whoever you get out of that referee tombola drum, because there's about 6 or 7 referees that I think don't even deserve to be refereeing at this level. They need to go back to school, back to the high schools, back to secondary schools, and referee in school football to get their standards back up again. I was insulted today by that referee, and that doesn't come easy. I don't easily get offended. Yes, referees piss me off, and that's part of their nature, but today it was disgustingly bad. I can't believe it. Anyway, let's focus about the game. We'll talk about injury in a minute. It's bad news. Of course, we had more possession, which is fair enough. We did have enough shots today, 10 shots, but unfortunately it didn't feel like it. It felt like we had about 2. But anyway, that's not the tail of the tape. But second of the lineups here, of course, Rovers coming at you with these bad boys. Kaminsky between 6, Douglas at left back, 𝓻𝓸𝓿𝓮𝓼, Bennis and Nyambe got the nod ahead of 𝓻𝓸𝓽𝓿𝓮𝓼. The only change. Buckley, Tribal, Dack with the midfield three. Brereton, Dolan and Gallagher. I thought, to be honest with you, after that display, I thought it was a game too much for the majority of these guys. Of course, so did Mowbray. He thought the same. Brereton, Gallagher were pulled. Half time. Tribal was of course substituted. You know, it just lacked. We were a little bit off the pace today. And to be fair, Brentford weren't even on the pace. They weren't even on the bloody pace because they just got lucky. They got handed the 3 points because of that soft ass power. We'll give you my match ratings in a minute. We'll take a look. In fact, are we going to do it now? We'll look at those in a minute. Of course, the starting line for Brentford coming out, of course, David Raya between the sticks, Sorensen, Reed, Pinnock, and Dalsgaard. You know what? It is what it is. Norsgaard, Janet, and Jensen. It's the Danish bloody whatever it is. Starting 11 here. Foster on the left and Ben on the right. Toney down the middle, of course, who scored the one and only goal. We'll come back from the match ratings in a minute. Let's take a look at how they all lined up here. Of course, we had, like I said, 72% pass success rate. Rovers 59% possession for us. They had 40% possession, 61% pass rate as well. They had more aerial dual success rate tackles as well because we had the Hobbit of Hobbittons up top, of course. Dolan's got no height. Dack had no height either. And then the two men that did have height were pulled at half time. Yeah, and to be honest with you, Giving Toney a 7.6, I think that's these ratings that they give him. I think that's a little bit twisted, to be fair. 7.4 for David Raya. What did he do? Did he save a penalty? Did he do anything miraculous? No. I think Kaminski, even though he was on the losing end, he was more active and had to do more jobs to save the day than, of course, David Rice. But they give him a 7.2. But anyway, regardless of that, I'm not bitter. Of course, my match ratings, Kaminski was busy a little bit. I'll give him a 6. But, yeah, if he'd saved that penalty, of course, he would have been man of the match. Douglas is getting worse and worse, I think. Let's just wrap this season up in a dicky bow. Lenihan and Howard Bellis, I think they were okay. I think Lenihan was at fault for that penalty, but in fact it was. And Nyambi with a 7. I can't give him less for that. I'm hoping he looks at this and thinks, you know what, let's sign the bloody deal and get myself here. Bucko was, I thought, lively as well, and I thought unfortunate to be on the wrong side. Tribal with a 6 and Dack with a 7. I'm giving a bit of a Brucey bonus. He was, of course, a handfill. And I thought if he'd stayed on the field, and of course we played the game with 11 men, I think he might have got on the end of it to kind of make it an even game. Brereton was poor. Dolan was also pretty weak, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Gallagher was shit as well. To be honest with you, our forward line needs to be addressed in the summer. Unless we're going to play something different, play these guys as actual strikers, we cannot be doing this with these three like this up there next season. I think we need to go back to you know, have them playing as strikers, not as wingers. Anyway, moving forward, this is the shot grid here. We had 674 touches to their 524. We had more the ball mode. We were playing their sort of style, but we're not getting the results. Of course, 484 passes to their 324. They did have did they hit the woodwork? They did not hit the woodwork. They had some ambitious long-range efforts here, which was a joke, to be fair. I'm glad to see the back of the short corners, which is probably a plus in all honesty. But to be fair, there is not much to take away from this game from us. I think we kind of equaled each other out. Of course, when we played each other at their place, it was a draw. And in fairness, I would have taken a point right here, right now. And in all honesty, I do have a video. I keep going on about it that has the games of the rest of the season. I did anticipate us to lose this game, so in an all nutshell, we're still 1 point up on our tally, which was the point against Swansea. I did anticipate us to lose that. So we're still ahead of the mark in my eyes. I think we can go beat Bristol City on Wednesday, but the likelihood is Dack is toast. As to the heat map, man, I can see a lot of ball, a lot of possession back here, which is not what we want to see. It's frustrating to watch. And look at this. Look at this. This is David Raya's area. Absolutely nothing. A little bit of possession here. You've got to break this down. You've got to break down this bloody line here. As for them, they had a bit more possession within the box. But we're flattering to deceive here. We have all this. We try and drive forward, but we get stopped. It's taking too long to get from the back to the bloody front. We need to be, if you're going to keep bloody ball up in there. Keep bloody ball up here, not back here. This is bullshit. This is wasting time. This is not doing nothing. You need to get the ball up here, then keep the ball. Yeah, keep it ball, build up this possession. Maybe they'll make a mistake. it's just frustrating to watch. Anyway, it's a negative result. It's Friday. Of course, the weekend is kind of ruined now, and it is a major. We're all going to be guessing the outcome of that injury. It's not looking good. Here is Mowbray, and I believe it's a tearful Mowbray or a very, very upset Mowbray, and you would be, because you just get him back. You just get Bradley Dack back to his scoring best. 2 for 2 he was in there, and it felt in my waters that he was going to be on the score sheet again today. He was the only likelihood of getting any goals today, and guess what? It looks like he's now done for the season. Who knows? Who knows if we'll ever get the Bradley Dack back? Tony, give it to me straight.
Well, I can only go by what the doctors and the physiotherapist are saying, and they think it's a bad one. Bradley's in a lot of pain in there. He's air and gas at this moment, and trying to stay calm, all the players around him. We need proper confirmation, but it doesn't look good.
First and foremost, that is devastating for the player himself, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in a bad way emotionally in there. It's we've all witnessed how hard he's worked to try and get back. It's horrific when you watch a footballer on their own every day trying to get back to where he wants to get to, and it's been a longer journey than most. It took a year because he had a few setbacks, as he's trying to get back, and then to get back and get 2 goals in 2 games, and second half particularly looked a threat tonight again. It's really sad for him, of course. The most important thing is player welfare, and I've just said to him in there, he's part of this family, and we will look after him and make sure he has the very, very best care and treatment. What else can we do? It's really sad to see how emotionally he's in there, and because he knows how hard he's worked. But let's wait and see.
I guess there's not much you can say to a player at a time like that, is there?
No, that's what I'm saying. The players are just all hugging him, and David Ray's in there because he's really concerned. And listen, Dacky's been with us for a while, and he's such a life and soul of our football club. Really, he's even when he's been working hard and trying to get back, you can always hear his voice, and you can always hear him shouting and joking at times, and it is quite emotional for everybody, really. And let's wait and see what the proper diagnosis. It's okay, the doctor having a look and saying it's looking bad, but let's wait and see when it settles down, and we get to know via proper scan.
As you said there, they will get all the support from the football club and everybody involved, fans, everybody will be there for him.
I hope so. I think let's move on about the football. I think it's hard to talk about Bradley at the moment. If you put in the context, I've just come out of that room there with all the players around him, and it's pretty upsetting. But let's talk about the game. The game, I thought first half, I didn't recognise the team first half. It looked like a team that had 9 days rest against a team that was playing its 4th game in 10 days, and we weren't at the races. And I have to take responsibility for picking the team that I thought could go again. And yet, if you make loads of changes and you play poorly, you get criticised. I wanted to give them the chance to go against a good Brentford team, and yet you can see the changes made a massive impact second half, and we looked more like ourselves and created chances and had opportunities, and had a couple of big penalty shouts, and it wasn't to be. But at least I recognised the team second half, and we looked as if we could give Brentford, who are right at the top end of this table, a lot of problems.
Have you had a chance to have a look at those penalty incidents again? Yeah,
and I'd have to say both penalties in the context of the game. If their penalty is a penalty, which looked pretty soft to me, and we could be looking through tinted glasses, of course, but I think David doesn't see him, and he's getting past him, and he's just going to toe the ball, and David just lunges across with his hip and knocks him over. And the one Ryan Nyambi just gets dragged to the ground because the boy gets wrong side and doesn't know Ryan's diving in. If that's not a penalty, I'll never know what is a penalty. It's unbelievable how referees can't make big decisions when they have to, really, and we have to live and die by them, I suppose. And we're left a bit frustrated because this team, on the second half performance, didn't deserve to lose that much.
Does it hurt even more that we've had 2 go against us in a matter of days and 2 not go in our favour?
Listen, I suppose so. It's part of football. I thought in the second half we competed really well. I think first half we weren't. They weren't miles better because they weren't much better than us first half. They got a penalty. It was a scrappy game, I felt, first half. It was a lot of competing in midfield, playing balls forward. We didn't have any control, whereas second half we had lots of control and we got lots of balls in the box and lots of men in the box, and it did break for us. You know, we should have scored, but ultimately we didn't. We missed some chances. The referee didn't give us some pretty obvious penalties, and that's football. We have to abide by it.
Meanwhile, what's been going on social media? Let's take a little look. Let's shall we? Of course, Blackburn Rovers this crucial ligament again for Dack. Well done, Raya. Be proud. A true sportsman would have admitted he fouled him. Enjoy your 3 points. Take that, he says. Liz says, I really hard watched that for Tony Mowbray interview. Perhaps we can postpone the in and out debate for tonight and just acknowledge we've got a good person leading us. He's hurting for Dack like we all are. Mike Dunlap said, get well soon, Dack. Right behind you. Chin up. I know it must seem so hard. You've done it once. You can do it again. Josh Boschman says, gutted for Dack. If he comes back from that, I'll be impressed. Chris Martin says, all I can say is this. Come back stronger, Dack. You've done it before, you can do it again, and you'll get the biggest cheer at Ewood Park seen in a long time when you do get back playing again. You've got this one, sweet prince. Meanwhile, here is the Stonewall penalty and the piss poor refereeing. Nyambe, he doesn't muck about. He ain't. Look at this. Look at the state of that. You can hopefully see that there. Stonewaller, EFL, you really need to have a word. In a world where a decision is scrutinised now, things like this being missed by at least 2 officials in 2021 is embarrassing. That's by Mark Ashworth. TJ Cunningham said this, I'm not even pissed off with the players. Every time you touched these lot, they were down. Free kick, they'd win the ball back from us and chuck themselves over. Stonewall penalty for us, waved away. These officials need looking into. It's every bloody week. It is. Adam Lodge said this. Worst ref I've seen all season. May as well have won a Brentford shirt. That's Adam Lodge. Of course, Thomas Evans, of course, vocal, of course. Our match and result are meaningless, short of reporting the referees for gross negligence. All that matters now is Bradley Dack's. Hopefully he's good. And Andrew Wilding said this, you've got to start questioning the level of officiating now. Shocking games we have because of refs is on bloody real. You're bloody well right. Yes, and that's how I feel. Of course, the refereeing standard is an absolute joke. Kicking off forward, though, let's take a look at what else is going on this weekend. A whole agenda coming off, of course. Big game. Bournemouth against Barnsley is the highlight for me tomorrow. But Luton Town take on Swansea. Early kickoff. QPR against Huddersfield as well. Derby County against Millwall. Bristol. City go to Birmingham. Middlesbrough against Stoke. Forest against Reading, Cardiff against Watford, Wickham against Preston, and Sheffield Wednesday take on Norwich on Sunday bloody morning for me. As for the table, it looks like this. Of course, Brentford go to the top 2. Enjoy it, enjoy it. Are you going to be there at the end of the season? I think if you don't get promoted, you could lose a lot of your key players, but it's okay. You've got a format. Kicking off forward though, Rovers down to 14th. Played our game in hand. Bag of shite though. We could go as down to at least 17th tomorrow, depending on what goes on elsewhere. No, we can't. No, we can't. We can go down to 16th. Anyway, of course, what's going on forward? Of course, yeah, let's forget about it. The mental picture is beat bloody Bristol City. It ought to be taking place on 3:45 for me on Wednesday. Of course, the whole fixture list up ahead. That's what's to look forward to. Enjoy it as you can, and hopefully we'll get some news on Dack in the interim. Until then, though, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the old thumbs up. But if you're new, smash your subscribe and keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Blackburn Rovers related, Blackburn Rovers related. We're going to know here, Blackburn Rovers related. That's right, folks. Hopefully Dack's all right. We'll keep an eye on that over the next few days, and hopefully there's some good news around the corner for Blackburn Rovers, because right now we need some. We need some. The form is shit. The position of the table is shit. We've lost a key ingredient for Blackburn Rovers, the present and the future. Dack is out again, and hopefully it's not too serious, but we need a bit of, we need something, Rovers. If the hierarchy are watching, give us a contract bit of news. Give us something to take this pain off our shoulders. Anyway, until then, though, see you soon. Mask up, 6 feet. Until then, I'm out of here.